Good afternoon, all of you, in today's briefing session for the date 7th of April, Tuesday. My name is Anurag, and I'm the Senior Client Success and Learning Manager at BMN Capital. And today we are here to start our briefing session. So, those who have joined for the first time, just let me give you that what will be the structure of this briefing sessions. So, we'll discuss all the important market segments. Segments, I mean the asset classes like Forex, cryptos, indices, gold, silver, oil. So first we're going to discuss the market structures, that what is the current market structures and in which direction biasness is developing right now, right? We try to understand the rationale on the basis of technical developments. Then we move on to the economic calendar, on which we're going to discuss the important data events and what are the consensus of the market and how the market is going to react on that consensus. And then we connect that thing with the technical thing, try to identify that whether the today's important demand zone or supply zone which we have identified on the chart, if prices are approaching or testing that level, so what is going to happen, right? What is our expectation that whether we have a continuation or breakout or we have a reversal, right? So we're going to discuss this thing. So let's start today's briefing session. So first, I have taken the BTC USD. I hope my audio is very clear and my screen is also visible. So this is a live market and this is the BTC USD trade, right? You can see the green and the red box and you can see the levels, right? So this is the analysis which we have given into our premium group. In this premium group, we have given this recommendations toward the upside, and fortunately within just 2 hours, we get all our TPs and we have made 1200 points of profit, right? And whatever things which I'm going to discuss into this briefing sessions, it is not a trade recommendation. It is just to give you the education and idea that how the professional traders take their decisions, right? From where they plan their entries, where they put their stop losses, why they have taken that level as the stop losses. So that is the major or the most important objective of this session. So take this as an educational content, not a trading advice. So over here we have taken the reason that prices have given a very good spike, then again they came back down. And after seeing this reversal, right? This is a engulfing candle, right? So after this engulfing candle, when it is developing, I have taken the trades from the 69508, right? And I know that at least 4 or 5 candles are needed to take the low of this candle, right? Anytime when you have this kind of engulfing or outside vertical, that means the candle takes the high and low of the previous candle. This is called the outside vertical. Lot of candles are required to take the low, right? See over here, you can see the example of the same kind of pattern, right? So just by looking into the past performance of the chart, I've taken the decision to take a short-term call, right? Because I've planned my entry very aggressively. My stop losses is this low, which is 400 points. I've taken a 1 is to 2 risk to reward of call, right? After hitting the TP, all of a sudden, this high point which is acting, and this is called the liquidity sweep, right? This is a perfect example of liquidity sweep. So those who have taken sell call, their stop losses are resting over here, right? So I held the market to hunt these stop losses. So I am trading against the retailer psychology. Prices went up, sweep the liquidity, and then you can see the exhaustion and prices have reversed right now. Now this red area, right now this red area is acting as a very strong resistance area, right? Let me mark this area over here. Okay. This. Now I need the target point. So over here, right? I can mark. And again, I'm getting 1 is to 2 rest to reward of trades over here. Right. So this would be the low point, right? So this is not the trade recommendation at all right now. I'm waiting for the prices to hit this area. Once the test is done, then I think of taking the sell call, right? Because over here, this is a very important point, which is 69995, which is almost 70,000 mark, which is a psychological mark, right? And then we have this fair value gap. So let the price come at this area. Once I find the rejection, right, and prices again came back down, below the 69157, then I think of taking the sell call toward the downside by keeping my stop losses above this red area, right? I can extend, if I'm very conservative, I can extend this area up to this level, right? And instead of having a 1 is to 1 restore reward, I might think of taking the restore reward of 1 is to 2, right? So I'm expecting prices to came back down again to the channel, right? So for this, first prices will go up, test this red area which I marked with the rectangle over here, right? Highlighted with red. The reversal will trigger sell call. Then you can see the swings, right? So although the swings is toward the upside, the new microstructure is telling us that a short-term micro trend towards the upside has been developing right now, but the swing points are very nearby, which means the trend is not going to sustain for a very longer period of time. And that is the reason instead of taking a buy call, I'm waiting for the prices to take the reversal. It will go down, and this low points are also the points of liquidity, right? And we have a liquidity sweep over here, which I'll mark with this arrow, right? Over here, right? Which have already been done. So yes, taking a sell call in the BTC USD will be very good. Now let's move on to the indices. So for indices, I'm taking the US 30, which is the Dow Jones. See, this is the trend line which we've been discussing, and market is being respecting it perfectly. See today's day, how has been started. In the Asian session, we have seen the profit booking, right? So in the US session, yesterday, prices have pushed. See this arrow which I marked when we been taking the previous day, yesterday's session, right? Prices break that, went above it, so those who have taken the buy calls, right, they have booked their profits. Prices again came back down at the trend line, right? And this is the trend line of the day, right? So now we don't need this because we need to draw today's trend line over here, right? And I don't think that I need to draw it because this trend line is working perfectly. Prices went down. See this candle, how perfectly they've been supported by this ascending trend line, which is an indication that bulls are still active. But remember this area, right? This area is very important. This gray area, we need prices to clear this area, right? And if you see the whole market structure, so you can identify an inverse head and shoulder formation. So this area will act as an important supply zone. We need prices to clear this area with very good strong candle like this, right? This is called the momentum candles. So we need momentum candles over here if prices are getting rejected, because lot of touches have been done over here, right? And previous day high is not been taken yet. So two scenarios to for the downside. One, prices went above the high, sweep the liquidity, then again prices will fall down, or without breaking this high from here itself, prices might take the reversal toward the downside, and we have a very strong imbalance over here. Also we have a very strong balance. When we have two candles with the imbalance, right, parallel to each other, will act as a strong support or demand area, right? Support or resistance area. So we need clarity to this. So above this, if I get the close, taking buy would be good. If prices take reversal and breaks or gives me the close below the green candle, then it is a very good sell call. So this is for the indices, right? Second thing, if we see the RSI, so I've used the RSI of 5 period. One red color indicates RSI on the basis of high, and the blue on the basis of low, right? So the low has been already taken the U-turn, and right now it is pointing downwards, but the high one is still showing strength, right? So we need both the indicators to take the U-turn, then the reversal would be confirmed. If this is not the case, so the probability that prices might sustain in the overbought area for a quite a longer period of time, and we see small candles crossing this gray area, right? So right now, no very good trade setup is being forming, right? But yes, this is very sure that prices are going to take this candles high, right? Let me make it more bigger. This candles high I'm talking about, which is at 46789, and right now prices are trading at 46768, so almost 20 points of movement. If anybody wants to catch 20 points, they can take the short-term scalping trades on a very smaller time frame for the target of this high. Now let's move on to the currency pairs, right? So we take the major currency pair. So first we're going to discuss the USD pairs. So for this, I'm going to take the USD JPY, then USD CAD, then USD CHF, right? So USD JPY, see this gray area, right? Let me make it bigger. Mhm. We've been discussing yesterday also that prices are trading in a sideways range after breaking this channel, right? So I need to revise this channel to this, right? Now this would be the trend line which has been broken. Prices have retested it right now. If prices go below the low of this candle, then a new trend toward the downside is going to get started. Second thing which is supporting this bias is that above this area is the area of 160, where Bank of Japan have lot of time given this comment that whenever prices try to crosses the 160 level, Bank of Japan have to intervene the market to stabilize the exchange rate of the JPY. So above this area, strong selling is coming, right? You can see that we have 4 5 candles which are try to push the prices above the 160 mark, and just within 2 candles they have pushed the downwards. So right now, because this is a daily candle, prices are moving in a sideways market. Prices went above the previous highs, right? And again they have taken the U-turn, and this is happening after the doji. Yesterday we have seen a lot of indecision into the market, but yes, we have given lot of uh, trade recommendations which are developing yesterday for the scalping trades, and we have booked very good profit into the USD JPY pair. So yes, the probability that prices might go up and take this low is quite high, right, on the terms of daily analysis. Now let's have a look on the H4 time frame. So this is the low of the previous day, right? See, in the Asian session, market move sideways, try to go up, sweep all the liquidity of this consolidation area, right? So let me mark this area also to give you the clarity, right? This. Let me make it this, right? So this is the consolidation phase. Prices have given a fake breakout, taken all the high, and after taking this high, making a very strong green candle, trigger the bullish sentiments, and in the very next candles, prices have reversed it. So without, I don't have any confusion into my biasness that taking a sell call toward the downside would be very good, right? Because these two sellers are quite aggressive. Although this is the H4 candles, and still we have 1 hour and 47 minutes remaining to have a close into this candle, right? So that means for the last almost 2.5 hours, prices are very much under the pressure of bear. So taking a sell call would be very good. So USD is getting weaker, JPY is getting stronger. Now come to the USD CAD. In the same uh, thing which we have discussed yesterday, my biasness toward the downside, I have given the projection that prices might come down, and this trend line has been working perfectly. Prices have retested it, then a rebounds, right? This is a trap. A pin bar setup which triggers the sentiments of prices getting a reversal is very high, and to confirm that trigger, we have a strong green candle, right? And after that, no upside movement. This is an indication that this is a trap, right? So if this candle's low has been taken, which is 1.3898, if it is taken by the prices, we might think of taking a sell call. Not think, we are very much confirmed to take a sell call. If prices get a reversal toward the upside and give me the close above the high of this candle, which is at 1.3929, then I think of taking the buy call, and prices will take all these swing points, right? And again continue with the current momentum, which is toward the upside. Now come to the USD JPY, USD CHF, sorry. So this is the trend line of the bigger time frame, which is being respected by the market. Yesterday prices fell down, and when the Trump speech is there, we have a gap down opening into the prices, and prices have recovered from here, right? Prices went up again, they came back into the trajectory of the trend line, right, which is ascending, which is an indication of a bullish momentum is still active. Now prices in the Asian session, if I talk about today, so the day has been started with a very strong impulsive move towards the upside, then a short correction, then again they have tried and failed to take this high, right? So for today, I have to mark this as my immediate resistance, right? So this is my immediate resistance number one, and over here you can see a candle green, then this candle, then this. So there is a very good fair value gap. So this would be my second resistance area. Okay. That means I have two resistance sitting over here. And right now, such a strong green candle. I'm waiting for the break of the low of this candle. That means this trend line is going to be broken, right? It has been tested lot of time. One, two, three, and this is the fourth time. So the more any important level or trend line is tested, the weaker it becomes, and the chances of a break toward the downside is quite high. Okay, then I have a this important swing, right? So I've used the Fibonacci expansion. So if prices break this level, the first support would come at the Fibonacci extension number 61.8, right? Which is at 7962. Then the next support will come at 7942, right? So I'm waiting for the prices to break this. Then I will take a sell call and see this candle and this imbalance candle and this candle, still there is a imbalance gap over here, right? And if this candle after 43 minutes, this candle is going to get close, and if this is a fair value gap in the very next candle, the chances of test of this fair value gap is going to happen. Then we have a order block. Chances of a reversal toward the downside from this fair value gap will be a very good trading setup. Now come to the Euro USD. So as dollars is getting weaker, we have seen the USD CAD, USD CHF, and USD JPY, and it happens very less that when all these three uh, dollar pairs, right, are trading towards the downside, right? Especially they are into the base currencies and they are getting weaker. Otherwise, this happens that USD CHF is getting weaker, but USD CAD is getting stronger because it have correlation with oil also. Even CAD is also having correlation with oil. If there is lot of uh, disturbance is happening on terms of geopolitical events, then JPY is going to react in a very different manner. And we have seen that gold is also going up and USD JPY pair is going up. But right now, today, all the USD base currencies are in sync and they are showing weakness. Now, yesterday, I booked losses in Euro USD and GBP USD, and where I went wrong after making this swing, same like the BTC USD, I thought that it might continue to go upwards, but they have swept the liquidity, then again came back down. But this order flow has not been broken, and again, the prices have shown a very good strength. So, as I've learned from my past mistakes, so I'm not going to uh, hop on right now because I know that there is an imbalance which needs to be tested. If I find this kind of test, that means slow, sluggish movement toward the downside, and then the prices are taking a U-turn, then I think of taking the buy call in the Euro USD. And same will be the case for the GBP USD also. Now let's have a look on the GBP USD. Same kind of pattern, same kind of thing happens. See, I have marked this area because I have find two candles, right? Whenever you have imbalance candles, which it is an indication that where you have identified this imbalance, there must be some sort of important level is there. Might be it's a previous support resistance, right? It's a very important psychological mark. So prices have breaked it, and to break a very important level, prices need strength, momentum, which have been shown by this, right? Then after break, retest have been done, and now the continuation is into the form. So wait for the prices to take the correction, and same what we have discussed into the Euro USD. After the correction toward the downside, if prices are getting a U-turn, then we think of taking the buy call, right? See my RSI, we have a swing point high, and still over here we have a lower high formation. Over here we have a higher high formations. So the chances of a reversal toward the downside is quite high. Why? This is called the hidden bearish divergence. Hidden bearish divergence is an indication that the next candles are going to be red, right? To be a corrective candle. So I'm giving enough time and keeping my patience, right, to once this correction is done, then after that I'll think of taking the buy call. Now come to the commodity part. So first we discuss the natural gas. Quick look on the natural gas. See, these are the channels I have marked into the natural gas daily chart, and this is called the measured move, right? So prices are trading in this regression channel, then this regression channel, this all these are regression channels which I've used, right? Now over here, they are forming a W bottom, right? Those who trade harmonic patterns, they know that this is a strong butterfly formation also, right? Which is an indication that prices might get a reversal soon, right? The only thing to worry over here is my Bollinger Band, which is squeezing, which is telling me that the liquidity or the volatility is quite less as compared to the previous day. And same kind of thing is being depicted by the volume also. Volume is also decreasing, right? So if prices are showing me that they want to go downwards, it's not going to sustain because it is happening on a lower or decreasing volume. And see, I've used the stochastic over here of 2155. So prices have entered the oversold area already, but I use the extreme points. So for the overbought area in the stochastic, I use the 90, and for the oversold area, I use the Mark 10, right? So Mark 10 has been tested, and see, chances of a reversal is quite there, right? Quite possible here. Not maybe today, but tomorrow this is going to happen, right? Now, this is for the daily time frame. Now let's have a look on the H1. Already big candle. This is the channel which I've drawn, right? Just to give you the projected path of the pair, right? So price have tested it, and right now this candle is not that promising, and still in the 1 hour oversold area, the extreme point is still pending to be tested. Once this test is done, and if prices are showing strength toward the upside, I might try to identify a very good level to take the long positions into the natural gas. Now come to the US oil. So let's have a look of the US oil over here. See, prices are sustaining their grounds above this important area, right? Which is the Fibonacci extensions level, which I've drawn, right? By taking this aggressive swing point from where they have started this rally. Prices again and again. One test is done, second test is done, third test is done, right? So this is a very good important supply area over here. Now the interesting point is that if I connect this low and try to identify any kind of market structure, so this is a ascending triangle formation, right? And in the ascending triangle formation, prices continue to go upwards, right? But before that, they will change your biasness or trigger the sell side momentum, which will act as a trap. So don't get trapped, because currently still there is US Iran conflict is going on, and there is no indications are coming that oil prices might go down, right? And still lot of big institutions like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, they have projected oil prices to touch 120 barrels, right? So chances of a reversal is quite high. So I'm not in favor of sell right now. I will come into sell only when I have a very good breakout, then retest, and then the continuation. If this happens, then I think of taking a sell call. If this is not the case, then prices might take a reversal from here and break this area, right? And prices might go above, right? So right now there is no clear direction, and why my buy side biasness is uh, very aggressive, and why I'm so much confident. See my oscillator indicators, which I've used. One is the CCI, one is the RSI. Both are into the oversold area, right? And if prices are into the oversold area and prices haven't fallen that much, that means sellers have put all their strength, and because of this, RSI went below the 30 level. So the chances that they might get weaker, sellers might get weaker, and bulls will came into the market and control the prices and push the prices upwards, right? Same is the case with the CCI indicators also, right? So whatever price actions, big candles which are showing you or giving you a very good promise that yes, prices might go down, it's not good. Yes, it might go and take this low, right? Because this is the previous day low, right? And previous day low and high are the very important liquidity points, right? Lot of people, those who have taken trades, they are holding their stop losses over here, right? And right now, these are the buyers, right? Which are safeguarding them. So probability is quite high because market moves from liquidity area to next liquidity area. So it's already uh, design a bullish momentum which triggers lot of bullish sentiments, which stop losses have been resting over here, and right now market is going right. This low has been taken, and the chances of this low is very promising that market soon going to take this low, and again it will make a channel, and again it might take a reversal to the outside, right? After taking this low, we have a new formation, so you need to make this as the next market structure, right? You have to revise this trend line which we have drawn. So wait for the prices to come at this level. To be very exact, this level has been at 100.52. So from here, chances of a reversal trade toward the buy side is very good. Till the time, have patience, wait for the prices to came at this level and test this level, then take the trades. Now come to the silver. So this is the 4-hour chart. Yeah, right. Yesterday we have seen a very strong fall into the prices. I am very aggressive toward the buy side. I given my projection, right, into the H4, especially into the gold also, that prices will continue to go upwards. But yesterday we have seen that prices have fallen yet, and we have the PMI data releases and all, and then there will be the exhaustion. And those who have watched our previous video, those who have don't watch, kindly go to a previous day video, because I marked this important area, right? This two lines and this two lines, this channel, and I've told you that if prices goes above and give me the close above this high, I will take the buy call for this target area, right, which I marked with the gray area over here. If prices goes down and give me the close below this area, which is 69.03, then I will take the sell call and keeping my stop losses above this high, right? If I'm taking the buy, I'll keep my stop losses below these two lines, right? This area. Now what happens? Prices went up, lot of exhaustions toward the downside, which is an indication that buyers are continuously aggressively accumulating it. Then see this market structure, which is quite ascending. So this is a ascending head and shoulder formation, which tells fall into the prices, which happens already. And this trend line has been acting as a neckline, right? And let me revise it. And this is a broadening wedge formation. And this has been done. All sellers have been trapped, and right now prices are moving upwards, and high probability that prices will go up and take this high. So still, if anybody wants to uh, create any buy side positions, it will be good, right? This would be your potential target. Almost 50 pips of movement you're getting into the silver, and I am very very promising that yes, this candle in the very next 4 hours, you're going to see a very good next green candle, right? After that, we need to watch, because what happens once we have a new candle over here, then there will be no continuation into the prices. First, the retest would be done. Once the retest would be done, and if again the continuation came, then it's the right time to create a very long term buy call in silver. Okay. And same is the case with gold, sorry. See this arrow. Yesterday, I marked this arrow that I've been expecting prices to test this area. But see this area, prices are into this fair value gap of this imbalance in the candle. Prices have tested it, right? Went down. But see, this is the low of this green candle, which has not been taken by any red candle, right? So this is just the correction. Once the seller came, the smart money start accumulating their sell positions, right? And they have created buy, and today see the impulsive movement towards the upside, right? So still, for the gold prices to go up, we have three important hurdles. First, this trend line, which is being respected by the market, which has been broken, and right now the retest has been is under development. Second thing, this trend line over here, right? This is the major trend line. Okay, then we have the fair value gap over here and this order block, right? And this is the weak high, which is also the liquidity area. So if prices again came back into this area, right? And this, if they give me the close above the apex of this candle, uh, of this triangle, right? This and this, the intersection point I'm talking about, 4709. If prices close above this area, then I'll get the confidence that buyers are getting active. And right now, they are going to push the prices to hunt the liquidity which are resting over here. So, this would be the liquidity area where they are heading right now. This is the second day of the week. We have seen the Monday, the low has not been taken of the previous week, right? And prices are still holding their grounds above the high, right, of the previous week. So the chances of taking this high would be quite high. Then if weakness came, then prices will fall, right? Over here you can see this three candles, right? These three candles represent the week's candle. So this is the first week, second, this is the previous week, and this is the current week, you can see, right? So we need to wait and watch that prices will come above the 4709. Then we'll have the confidence to take or think of taking the buy call, right? Because hurdles are there, so don't expect very aggressive movement towards the buy side. You will see small candles, right? This is a H4 chart, so it will take lot of days, right? Lot of 4-hour candles to clear this area, right? So remember this thing. If you're taking any positions in gold, and if your targets are big, and we have analyzed on the 4-hour chart, so you have to carry your positions to the next day, right? So take small lots, keep that much equity into your account so you can afford to hold your positions, right? So don't take very big lots right now. Second thing, that when the alternative scenario is going to trigger. So this would be the low, which is very important. If prices get a reversal from here and went below the low of this candle, then the chances that prices might go down is quite high. And if they started following, this low would be taken, right? Which is at, that means this is the area where 4300 levels have been started. And this is exactly 4350. So for me, this is the major support area. So if prices reach this area, break this area, then no biasness would come into my mind, only sell and sell. If prices get reversal, then I think of taking a buy call, but after confirmation of strong green candles, right? Otherwise, this is for the alternative scenario. Otherwise, prices might continue to go upwards. And if they hold their grounds above the weak high resistance, then we have a new green candle, which is a start of a new momentum towards the upside. So we think that prices might go up. And if they have started the rally from this point, so the chances that it might test the 5000 level for sure, which is the 5000 psychological mark. And if they clear that area, so the next important resistance would come at 5125 level. So we have discussed all the important asset classes of the market along with the biasness and the rationale of that biasness. Now we think that what the macro data is telling us, is the macro data and the data releases are also aligning with our biasness. If both the things are aligning, then we can trade with confidence, right? And when we trade with confidence, the chances of winning is quite high. So let me share you my screen and we'll see the economic calendar for today. For economic calendar, I use uh, trading economics website because I find that website very attractive. Okay, so just give me a minute. Okay, this, I hope my screen is visible. And this is the, let me refresh it. So this is the 7th April, Tuesday, right? Australia data PMI, which is lesser. So Australian pairs are going to get weaker. So odd USD pair is not a good choice for today. Then we have Japan householding spending. So previously it was negative and right now it is 1.5%, and that is the reason USD JPY pair is going downwards, right? Household spending is increasing. That means people are spending. People have disposable income with them. If they are spending, company is going to earn profit. So the whole economy have a multiplier effect. Economic activity is going on. Economic expansion is there. So the currency is going to get stronger. Then foreign exchange reserve. So there is a minute change in the foreign exchange reserve, but it's not that surprising. Now come to the data which are still pending to be released. These two data are also important, which is the global composite PMI, and this of above 50, which is an indication, and that is the reason we have seen that strong green candle in Euro USD and GBP USD pair. Above 50 is an indication of expansion in the economy. And when the expansion is happening, that currency is going to get stronger. Same is the case with Great Britain also. So above 50, 50.5, right? Although it is lesser than the previous one, lesser than the consensus, but it is still above the 50, right? So that means they don't have any kind of fever, right? If your body temperature is still the 36 degrees Fahrenheit or 98.4 Fahrenheit or 36 degrees Celsius, it is good. So it is still in a good phase, and which is an indication of a strong economy. Now, this is the data which is going to be released soon. That is the reason you are seeing this marking over here, right? But this data is also very important, right? 10-year and 30-year. This data is going to impact the DE40, and this data is going to impact the gold and the current and the countries which deal with the South Africa, right? Now come to the data which are still pending to be released and which will shape the market. So the most important data is this debt data, right? So 8 million is the consensus. So we need to see, this says that I have given bonds to people or to institutions, to companies, and I need to pay them an interest rate, which creates a very strong debt into my balance sheet. To settle this debt, I'm buying back my bonds, right? So this is telling that how much figures of bonds they are buying back. If this buying is being continuously very aggressive, so the debt is going to reduce. If the debt is going to reduce, the pressure on the dollar is going to be wiped out and dollar will become stronger. And this would be the data which can turn the gold and silver prices, which we have discussed, right? And if there is no very big surprise, instead of 8 billion, 6 billion came, then there will be a surprise for the market. In that case, still debt is remaining into the balance sheet of the Fed. Dollar is going to suffer, is going to get weaker, and gold will continue and silver continue to go upwards. Then we have the durable goods order, ADP, employment change weekly. So labor market data is also very important because we have seen the surprise of the NFP. Market have not reacted because of the Good Friday. So maybe on this data, market may react. So 5:45 p.m., which is the IST time, according to the Dubai time, it is going to be released at 4:15, right? So mark this date, which is very mark this timing, which is very important. You'll see a very good volatile movement into the gold, especially. Then we have the 12-month for the France, so that will have an impact on the, if you trade into the CAC 40, which is the France 40 indices, right? Then we have the foreign reserve for Russia. We have to watch the foreign reserve changes for each and every country. In the last, at the after the US Open have been started, we have the Canadian IV PMI data. Above 50 is good. If figure came lesser than the previous one, don't get into this trap. Above 50 is good. Then we have the consumer inflation expectation. So after this data, this would be my second most important data. So mark this, 8:30 is going to be very, very important, right? So we need to see this data, that what is the expectation of the consumer inflation, because this is going to hit the US citizens directly, right? And directly the profitability of the companies. And this is the start of a quarter. So this is going to be very important. This will bring very good movement in indices and in gold. So mark this. Then in the last 10:30, this would be my third important data for today. That is the 3-year note auction. So we have seen that short-term bills they are buying back. Now for the 3-year, if US government is increasing their interest rate, that means on a shorter period of time, US is facing some kind of turbulence and they need funds. And that is the reason they are offering higher interest, which means bond yields are rising. So instead of investing my money into a non-yielding assets like gold and silver, I would like to invest into the yielding assets which have the government guarantee or government backing, very less risk, which is the bond market. So if interest rate rises, people will sell gold, take the money and invest into the bond market. So this is going to happen. Keep this into your mind. This three important data and this three important price timestamps are very important for today, right? So you'll find three opportunities. If you have taken any trade at 5:45, 7:30, just before the release of this data of the New York Fed at 6:57, book your profit. After this, you can have another trade, right? Whatever trade you have taken, once this data has been released at 8:30, right? Book that data. Wait for this data to be released and then the Goolsby speech. It will give hints that whatever data today have been released, according to that, what would be the strategy of the Fed, whether they are going to cut the interest rate, how many cycles of interest rate cuts would be there, or interest rate hike would be there in the year 2026. According to that sentiment, money is going to move into the market and you'll find a very good trading opportunity. Then we have the 3-year note auction, right? So over here, any kind of hint that they are going to increase the interest rate or they're not going to cut the interest rate, this data is directly connected with 3-year note auction, right? And if both this data shows the positive sign, that means dollar is going to get stronger. Close all your long positions in gold and start taking shots. Okay. So that's all for my side. I hope I've tried my best to connect the technicals along with fundamentals to design a very good plot. So you'll see the picture very clearly without any noise and take the right trading decisions, right? I hope you enjoyed watching this session and it is helping you. If it is, if this session, the information which I've shared is helping you, comment yes. Uh, right, and because it will give me the confidence to make more videos like this, right, and try to shorten this video and give you the crux out of it. Maybe I speak too much also, but I want to cover all the asset classes and want to help each and every trader, whether you are trading gold or forex or indices or crypto, anyone, right? So I hope I've done the validation for which I'm taking this session. This is a recorded session. Those who are watching live, they are the existing premium clients of Human Capital, and those who are not, they don't have to worry at all. They can become a client, they can connect our relationship manager, they can ask for the recording sessions, and after a while, you'll get this recording session on my official YouTube channel, which is the My Star Mentor. You can watch this and you can ask your questions, but I like to see the yes into the comment section. And if you don't like this thing, if you want to improvise anything from my side, right? So please comment that what improvisation we can done, what better we can do. So I hope you're going to respond on this video. Till the time, have a great trading day ahead. Your friend Anurag sign off for today. Thank you for watching and giving your time. Thank you, guys.